Hey, 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 good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning to my warriors out there. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. This is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm so happy and grateful that you are here to listen. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday morning. For those of you who are still sheltering in place, great. It's about to be over with here in Georgia in about 3 days. So we're gonna see how that works out. Um, One thing I want to work on is stop saying So if you guys can hear me, put that in the chat that you can hear me. And let's see here. Hold on. No, we're not doing that one. Today totally unprepared because I didn't stop doing what I was doing at 8:45 to get ready for the live broadcast, and sometimes that happens, but I got some good stuff for you. I want to talk about what zone you're in. Let's see here, see if I can get that up on the screen so people can see it. I got this talk from Darren Hardy. I have to be true to where I'm getting my source from. Darren did a Darren Daily, and if you guys aren't subscribed to Darren Daily, you can go to darrenhardy.com and sign up for free. He gives you daily, Monday through Friday, give you some inspirational nuggets for free. And one of my clients, one of my private rideshare clients, actually turned me on to Darren Hardy. Shouts out to you out there, Big Steve, for putting me on to Darren Hardy. And Steve is a vice president of E-Trade. So um, you don't get to that level just by accident, right? But he turned me on to Darren, and I've been listening to Darren now. June, June will make a year, I believe. Yeah, somewhere like May, June. So almost a year, and I've got a lot of training from Darren, and this is all pre-COVID-19, during the COVID-19, and after the COVID-19. I'll be learning from this guy. He's actually one of the five people I told you that I am, constantly listening to. There are other people, but like five main people that I've narrowed down that I will be listening to. And Darren has helped me a whole lot with productivity, right? I'm in his insane productivity community. And so this past weekend, actually yesterday, I spent several hours, going over delegation, getting clear on what my vital functions are for my life and my business, to keep things moving forward. I spent a lot of time on delegation. So even after that, spending, an hour and a half, close to 2 hours, studying insane productivity, which is his course and group. Studying that, I also went to look at a course that I had purchased called Mastering the Phone. They have a module in there about hiring an acquisitionist. And an acquisitionist is someone who basically does basically most of the work for you to go buy real estate investments. And so I know I need this person because there are certain things that, like, you know, I talked to you guys about, learning the phone, doing phone sales and stuff like that. Well, until I get better than that, I know I need help. And to reach the levels that I want to get to, I know I need help. And it's okay to get help, and there are people out there that are willing to learn this and to actually help me grow this business, especially if they're getting paid, right? So back to Darren, right? So, I did all of that yesterday. And so for the past few days after I heard this topic, right, that Darren put out, it was called What Zone Are You In? And so I started, thinking like, oh man, this would be a great one for the people who listen to my live stream, especially now. And so what he was talking about, because of this COVID-19 situation with the sheltering in place, the social distancing, all the, having to do things virtually or go outside or whatever, you know, um, there are so many people outside. That's just crazy to just see how many people are up and down, walking and exercising. And I've never seen as many people outside just, in my neighborhood and in my area, period. All right. But what Darren was saying, he said there are four different zones, and you can look at and see which zone that you're in, and if even if you really want to stay in this zone, because you can always change. And the first zone was the fear zone, and the people in the fear zone, these people are panicking. They're running around stockpiling toilet tissue and hand sanitizer and masks. They got a basement full of this stuff, right? Because the impending doom and gloom, right? And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being prepared. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being prepared. But to do it out of fear it's not really good. So what he says also too, these are the same people that are going around spitting doom and gloom online. And so and they're constantly watching, the negative news, CNN, constantly negative news. They're constantly watching this stuff, and it's getting, they're reinforcing the negative fear into their minds, reinforcing the negative fear into their eyes. They keep seeing it, keep hearing it, keep seeing it, keep hearing it, even speaking it, just reading it. It's just crazy. So though that's the fear zone. I hope you're not in the fear zone. The next level above that is the learning zone. And he says the people in the learning zone are people who are giving up what they can't control and focusing on what they can control, right? Certain things you can't control. You can't control that you can't go sit down in a restaurant and eat right now, right? In most places in the country. So you can order your food. Like I saw some people the day before yesterday, they had ordered pizza, right? And they were having a picnic right outside of where the restaurant was where they ordered the pizza. How cool is that? So they basically had a picnic. So they're out in the environment and they're chilling. So these people are in the learning zone. You know what I'm saying? So they're separating, you get to the point where you separate yourself from the constant doom and gloom. Because I'm telling you, that first zone is nowhere to live. So the next level above the learning zone is the growth zone. And these are people in the growth zone. They're using this time to better themselves. So that's actually what I did. So part of me was in this growth zone. The next part of me was in the next zone, and I'm gonna tell you about that in you know next. So you know one of the first things I did, I was supposed to be going to Las Vegas at the end of March, but into the first week of April for a real estate convention, right? And so I couldn't go because everything got shut down. But thankfully, my mentor, he, Ron LeGrand, I'll go ahead and give him a shout out. Shouts out to Ron. Ron decided to hold a virtual real estate summit. So for 3 days, we were online like from 9 to 5. 9 to 5, he's using technology to, get his message out and to give his customer base, the education. Of course, it's not the same as being there and actually networking with the people, but I took that time to grow. I also took that time to go through taking this time to go through Insane Productivity. I got 3 certifications from Cardone University. Um, just really focusing on the skills that I know that I'm going to need, once this thing is over with, because the world as we know it before it's done. You know, I'm not even expecting that to come back. It may change. Of course, it's going to change and evolve, but a lot of things are going to be very, very different. A lot of things are going to be very, very different. So we have to make sure, we are prepared for that. not out of fear, but out of growth and taking advantage of the situation. You know, um, the last zone is the leadership zone, and these are people who are looking to see how they can be of help, right? So before this, I had, I do a lot of, I've done a lot of videos over the years, but I had gotten to the point, especially once I, committed to, you know, doing real estate, making real estate my full-time business, or doing whatever it takes to reach that goal, to reach my goal via real estate. I cut out a lot of things. I had a YouTube channel. I revamped my YouTube channel. It was a rideshare channel. So I revamped my channel um, to focus more on this, what I'm doing now. How can I help? There are so many people who are stuck in that fear zone, you know, but there are so many other people who are in these other three zones as well. The the learning zone, the growth zone, and the leadership zone. So, how can I help? How can I be of assistance? I even created a shirt. I created a shirt on Teespring. It's a hope T-shirt, right? Just to give some people some hope. And I'll post that in Facebook, and I'll put a link in YouTube for that. I'm probably gonna do some GoFundMe with it. How can I help? How can I help? How can I help? My rideshare business, totally non-existent at this point, for the most part. Um, so I had to figure something else out, because, I have to look at it and say, what else is it? What else can I do? You know, not just to generate income, because that's good. Don't get me wrong. I like generating income, but how else can I benefit? What's going on? Well, I already had an Uber Eats. I was already doing Ubers, and I had just turned on my Uber Eats profile maybe like earlier this year. And I think I made like one delivery, or I was going to do a delivery, and I was like, I'm not doing that. But then this thing happened with COVID, right? With the coronavirus. And I was like, yo, let me just go ahead and do it. It's a way to generate income. It's a way for getting me out of the house, you know, because I like being around people. I do. But it's also a way for me to help people, because people need to eat. Same thing with, I did some Amazon blocks last week, right? Because I drive Amazon Flex as well. And so, people need these packages that they, for whatever reason, some of the packages are groceries. Who knows what they need? They could be ordering medicines or whatever, you know, but somebody's got to move this stuff around. The world is still moving. It may not be moving the way it was moving before, but trust me, the world is still moving. And you have to ask yourself, and even ask your friends. So look at those different zones: the fear zone, the learning zone, the growth zone, and the leadership zone. Ask yourself, which zone are you in now, right now? Which zone would you like to be in? Because the difference is, number one, it's a mindset. When you stop, when you go from, biting your nails like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? To taking a position of, you know what, let's just get out. It's that we could do, let's just get out and get some sun. Let's go take a walk. Let's get some exercise, some fresh air. I tell you one thing, we're going to be much healthier after this thing is over with, because so many people are out. Like, I've been getting my steps in every day, you know, because I'm, moving around, delivering food. I'm on my feet, I'm moving, I'm moving, I'm moving. In addition to the little running in place stuff that I do every day, in the morning, that I learned from Grant Cardone as I was going through, his one of his certifications for cold calls, cold call mastery or something like that, it was called, right? So, and he talked about that, like a morning daily ritual. He's like, make sure you're exercising, even if it's like 10 minutes in the morning, where you're just stretching and, running in place and getting your heart moving. So again, I was in the growth zone, right? So, but because I'm being proactive instead of reactive, I have a whole different outlook on this thing, right? It's a totally different outlook. I I I, I can't vibe with the whole fear mongering thing where people are just, especially the news. I can't. The news is a trip. I understand that they have a job to do, but turn it off. Turn it off. I've resigned not to even watch it. If I hear news, if it's not pertaining to me directly, then I'm not gonna listen. I'm not gonna stop and listen to it because I'm so focused on my mission, and where I want to go that I won't allow myself to be distracted by anybody that's just constantly planning fear, 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 just to because they have a job. Their job is to get eyeballs on the screen, right? I'm not going to stay in that. So I hope you guys getting some value out of this. Look at where you are. Darren Hardy says this, and I totally agree with this. Right now, the world needs leaders. Right now, the world needs leaders. Even if you're just leading your household a certain way or leading your family a certain way, the people, they're going to be looking at you. They're going to be looking at you. If you were the leader, they're going to be looking at you already. And if you want to step up, like in times like these, a leader is somebody that does something extraordinary, extra plus ordinary, in extraordinary times. That's what they do. They're just being extraordinary, right? Anybody can do that, but you got to be willing to do that. You got to be willing to do something different. You got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. If you're afraid, you got to stop being afraid. You got to stop being afraid. I don't know what else to say about that. I can't be afraid. I'll be cautious. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going into these restaurants or going into the grocery store without a mask and gloves on. Not doing that. But I'm not afraid. It's different. It's different. I'm cautious because I don't want to get anybody sick, right? And I don't want anybody to get me sick. So I have to be cautious about what I'm doing. You be cautious about what you're doing, but don't let your life come to a halt, and just keep watching things over and over and over, programming your input, your putting things in input. Don't keep doing that unconsciously, because what goes in must come out. It's the law of nature. Got to. If you drink 5 bottles of water, or 5 gallons of water, it's got to come out. It's simple, simple math. It's simple science. It's simple, right? Same thing with your mind. What you put in there, it's got to come out. It's got to manifest. And yeah, you don't want your mind and your body freaking out because, you've put so much stuff in your brain that's not, that's not going to help you. And you've done it unconsciously. And now you've got, issues. You got all kind of things showing up, different kind of illnesses, mental and physical illnesses, because you've scared yourself to the point to where, fear is very debilitating. It's very insidious. You sometimes you won't even see it coming. You may not even know what it is. You may not even know how to identify it because you're so caught in the grips of it. Like, there have been points in times, and it's so funny because I read this morning. I was reading Joe Schroeder. There have been points in time where, like, I know I didn't want to get on the phone, and I could tell my body was freaking out. My body literally was just like, "Ugh." But that's because I had programmed it. I had put in input. I had put in so much negative self-talk that my body was just doing what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to keep me safe based on the information that it had, right? So again, what level are you on? What level are you on? Where are you? If you're on the fear level, figure out how you can at least get to the next level of learning. Figure out how you can get to the next level. The growth and leadership, to me, are the better levels. But even if you're just in the learning phase, when you're saying, hey, what is, what isn't, I can't control any of that. Regardless, I can only control what I can control. I can control walking out of my house. I can control, getting some fresh some sunshine. I can control that, right? And the things that you can't, don't even focus on them. Just let them go and go do you. All right. So hope you guys got some value out of this. Looks like we got some comments over here. I didn't even see them pop up. Let's see. Hey Tracy, good morning. Yep. Yep. You can use your recent event. Yeah, you can definitely use your recent adventure to help somebody. Yep. Yeah, powerlifting rideshare guy. Hey, get out of the fear zone, man. It's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help you out. So and yes, Tracy, I agree. I am masked up and gloved up everywhere. And if I forget to put my gloves on, then I got hand sanitizer in the car. I got Clorox wipes in the car. When I come in, most of the time, well, I ain't gonna say most of the time. When I come in, sometimes I'll spray the Lysol on the door handle. Just because. Just being cautious, not afraid, but being cautious. It's a difference. All right. So hope you guys got some value out of this video. I am still looking for houses to buy. You can check that out at www.omnibuyshouses, OMNI, buyshouses.com. I'm so looking forward to hiring an acquisitionist. That is going to change the game so much. Oh my goodness. Talking about freedom, freedom, and getting to the point where you're focusing on, what your superpower is. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm so thankful that I went through with the Insane Productivity course, because I'm narrowing down my superpowers and I'm looking at things totally different, from how much I'm willing to earn per hour, how much I'm not willing to earn per hour, delegating, distractions, being able to say no to certain things, no multitasking, just eliminating multitasking, and just having this insane, like Joe Shorter calls this psychotic focus. Having a psychotic focus where you just tunnel vision, you don't see anything else, and you just you programming your mind so much that your mind goes out and does the things for you instead of shutting your body down when you're afraid. Okay. So once again, it's been Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm still the Southeast Beast, the Conquering Chief, Your Highness, the Finest Prosperity Done #1, International Man of Action. And this video is a wrap. Peace. Have a great day.